frog. Oh. 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 In front of my salad. Have fun, guys. Enjoy. Oh. Hi guys, I'm James. Welcome back to my allotment here in Northamptonshire in the UK. Apologies if I sound grim. The hay fever is on one, but I just needed some sunlight. So I've dosed up and I'm braving the outside. Got a couple little jobs I just want to do today. I'm not going to do anything too crazy or too strenuous, no building or anything. Just want to plant a couple things out. And I grabbed a couple of things from the garden centre on the way here, which I'll show you as well. First, I just want to have a quick look in the polytunnel, see how all the things I've planted are getting on. And we'll have a look around and just see how things are progressing. Right, in here, Kelvedon Wonders, they're doing really well. The ones that I planted in the gutter, so they're the shorter peas, which are going to go into the raised planters. So they're doing well. They should go out in a couple of weeks, hopefully. These I'm also hoping will go out in a couple of weeks. So this is a root trainer propagator, which basically just means the bottom bit's longer. So I've planted my alderman peas in there, which get tall. So peas and beans and other things in that family send down a long tap root. So I've put the peas in here, and then I'm hoping they'll be good to get planted out in a couple of weeks. And then I can put my beans in, because peas and beans tend to shoot up quite quick, so it should be all right. And then I've planted loads of flowers because I just want flowers everywhere. So I've got calendulas, African marigolds in there, cosmos, more cosmos back here, sweet peas, they need to go out, nasturtiums, because nasturtiums are great. They just spread everywhere, they're edible, they taste really spicy, they're nice, they look pretty, and they're also good for keeping pests away from all your other plants and stuff. They tend to go for the nasturtiums instead of the actual crops you want to keep safe. These are my spicy mixed salad leaves. They're doing really well. Showed you guys last week they were tiny, but they seem to be picking up speed now, which I'm happy about. That's some cosmos I planted because I planted some at home and they went too leggy and just collapsed. Got some more cosmos in there as well. It's really warm today but really windy. And then I've got, these are the things where I've cheated and I bought them just because I wasn't sure how the seeds were going to do. So they'll have to go out soon. I've got some more sweet peas that need to go out. Got some there and got some here. I think they'll be okay to go out now. I don't think we're going to get a frost now. And then in here, the little greenhouse, I've got nasturtiums. They're doing well. I can't remember what I've put in here. Rudbeckias, more nasturtiums. I also replanted some more Asturian tree cabbage and 9-star broccoli, and my chards and some parsley and my beetroots. They're all doing well as well. And I've also planted some parsley and some basil at home as well, which have just started sprouting. This is my Asturian tree cabbage bed. So, Asturian tree cabbage and 9-star broccoli, which I've planted some more seeds of in the mini greenhouse in the polytunnel. They're a really good crop to grow. So they're a perennial, so they just keep going and going basically for a good few years. So they get massive, hence the name tree cabbage. And you just take the more mature leaves from the top and they just keep replenishing. And you just cook them how you do normal cabbage, normal broccoli, anything you want to do with them really. They're great. So yeah, they're something I definitely recommend growing. You will need to cover them though, because obviously they're in the brassica family, they will get demolished by caterpillars if you don't cover them. So that's why I built this cage for them with Enviromesh about a year or two ago basically. So I just used the water piping in an arch shape and then cover it with the Enviromesh. And a few of them I had to take out because they'd rotted and gone a bit gross over the winter and collapsed and stuff. So a few of them are taken out and I've got some new ones growing to replace them. My pine berries seem to be doing okay, considering they looked pretty much dead when they arrived, but they're putting out new growth. Even the tiny one who looked mouldy as hell is putting out new growth. I have been having them covered with these plastic cloches recently, just because we keep getting random frosts, but I also don't want them getting fried, so I've took them off for now and need to grab some water, give everything a good water, to be fair, because we haven't had much rain recently. Peas as well, I'll give them a good water, but they're surviving, which I'm happy about. They've not been pulled out by birds or mice yet anyway. Also, don't know if you can see, but there's some green coming out of one of the shallots. Only one of them so far, but I'm happy with that. And I saw people were starting them in seed trays first so that they start rooting before putting them out. So I wasn't sure they were going to do anything. So very happy with that. They're alive. I want to get the rhubarbs and this one here planted out. This was with the golden raspberries that I planted out yesterday. So it's been kind of neglected in a plastic bag that it came in for a few months. So I'm not entirely sure what it is because it's all the packaging has just disintegrated, but I'm pretty sure it's a honeyberry. So I'm going to put that in this one here, I think, and then the round ones can be for the rhubarbs. So I'll get him in first while I'm at it. Give him a scrape to loosen up the roots a bit because he's a bit pot bound. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a honeyberry just from what was left of the pictures. So honeyberries, they're kind of, I'll put a picture of them up basically. They're kind of hard to describe. They kind of look like a blueberry, but apparently they taste like honey, hence the name honeyberry. So I'm pretty sure that's what this is. I hope it is anyway, because I really want to grow them. There we go, that's the honeyberry in. Right, now for the rhubarbs. So in my head, the rhubarbs were a lot smaller than they actually are. They've got a lot bigger now. These are the ones that were planted in the way from a few videos back when I started that seating area. I had to dig them up. And I just put them in these pots basically just so that they're out of the way, but they've grown a lot in there. So I'm just going to take some of this soil out so that I've got room to put them in and then backfill. So this is just so it's a mix of multi-purpose compost and some older compost that I already had, and also some manure because they like to have good feed, rhubarb. Right, this is going to be, God, how am I going to get it? Oh God, there we go. Okay. There we go. There we go. One rhubarb. There we go. Second rhubarb in. And now I'll give them a good water. Rhubarb does get big, and I've not got the biggest plot, so that's why I'm growing these two in pots. And they should be happy enough, because then at least I can just move them around if I need to. I have got one planted in the ground down the other end of the plot. I came up yesterday, or the day before? Yesterday, I'm pretty sure, and planted those golden raspberries that I'd left in the bags in these nice pots. I really loved the colour of them, and they're the same sort of colour as the beds, the same colour that I paint them. All the others need painting as well. I just thought they were really nice, so I popped them in there just so that they've actually got some room to grow. I was going to put them into the ground over there with the other ones, but I didn't want them bushing out too much and covering all this area so that no one can get around. Hence why I've done them into pots. I've just uncovered my dahlia bed, which had that plastic tunnelling over. What I did last year is, I mean, I know you can pull dahlia bulbs up, but it's a right faff, so I didn't do that last year. I mulched it all with bark and then put fleece over it, and then put those plastic mini grow tunnels over them, and we only lost a couple, and the rest of them all came up and were really happy and did their thing. So I'm hoping that's worked again this year. Looking through, there's some shoots of green, but I'm not sure if it's a weed or if it's a dahlia until they get bigger, because it's literally just a colour of green. There's no like proper shape to them or anything yet. So I'm going to keep an eye on them, but we might be getting a cold snap again. So I'm just going to keep them covered with the mulch, obviously, and put the tunnel back over them as well. Just keep an eye on them. Hopefully, I mean, sometimes, I think last year they came up really late as well. It didn't look like they were doing much, and then all of a sudden, there they were. So I'm hoping it's just going to do that again this year. If not, I'll just pop them in some pots, have them grow on a bit, and then pop them in the ground. I mean, it wasn't a terrible winter, so we'll see. We will see. I'm going to give them water anyway. I just got defecated on by a bird. Or if you can see it anywhere. Can you see any on my back? Is it on my back? I mean, it's meant to be good luck, isn't it? I was like, what is that? I just felt something like splatter. I was like, oh, it started raining. Nope. No, that's not rain. Absolute gall, gumption, nerve and audacity. And the fact I wasn't filming, that would have been great. Ah well, maybe it'll come back. Round two, I'm ready for it. I've got a water iris water plant kit, which I've had for quite a while, but I've had to wait for the weather to get better before I can put it in. So I want to see if I can get this set up and put it in the pond. But I want to be careful, obviously, because the frogs have started spawning. I don't want to freak them out. So let's just see how this all works then. It comes with a basket, pond soil, 2 irises, and gravel. Instructions are on the back. Okay. Empty the bag of growing media into the planting pot. This must be it. Okay. Bulbs. Place the bulbs firmly into the growing media. These must be the bulbs. Ooh, they're weird looking. I don't know what I'm planting. What is all this? Are these dead? Are these dead? What is that? What is all this? Okay, I'm just going to spread that out among the top. I think these might be bulbs. Not gonna lie, they don't look too promising. So this might be a pointless endeavor, but we will see. We'll give it a go anyway. And then cover the top of the bulbs with the gravel. Submerge planted pot to the appropriate depth. See zones on package. 2 or 3, so just under the surface basically. Okay. We'll put it there and we'll see how it gets on. I grabbed a few things from the garden centre on the way here as well. I bought a chili pepper F1 orange spice and a chili pepper F1 Chiang rye. I think this one looks like the kind you put in a hanging basket, so I'll do that in the polytunnel. Did that last year and it was good. I think I did prairie fire last year. I have planted some chili seeds from seed. They've sprouted, they've started at home, but they're not that far along yet because I haven't had them under a grow light or anything. So I thought, let me just grab a couple that are further along just in case they don't pick up enough speed to give me any fruit. Hopefully they do though, because I've got loads growing. And then the last thing that I bought is a lily of the valley because it reminds me of Animal Crossing and I want my plot to be a 5-star island. And as you know, if you have a 5-star island, you get lily of the valley. And I've never smelt it before, so I'm going to put this in the orchard somewhere and hopefully it will spread and just smell amazing. I'm going to put lily of the valley under this tree here. Oh God. Oh my God, it's disintegrating. Oh my God. Thank you again for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed my little video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and press that notification bell thing so you can see what I'm up to next on my allotment. And everyone have a fab weekend, and I'll see you next time.